采访他们。
把他拍下。
你有什么梦想？
跳舞，当歌手，当医生，就是唱歌。
Some lands don't whisper. They sing with fire. The wind here isn't soft. It drums like destiny. Every step hits a note. Every face carries a story. This is the Western realm, bold, burning, alive. "5,000 years ago, as the Yellow River bore witness to the birth of a great civilization, the dynasties of Xia, Shang, and Zhou rose, forging the heart of an empire, the Huaxia. Yet, far to the west, beyond mountains and endless dunes, another land stood, a silent crucible of destiny. For 3 millennia, it lay in waiting, a bridge between worlds unseen. Then, in 138 BC, an envoy rode forth from the east, opening a path that would change history. Here, the world's greatest ancient civilizations, China, India, Persia, and Greece, converged. The Silk Road was born, a corridor of secrets, of empires, of legends yet untold. There stands a city, time-worn yet eternal, a luminous jewel set upon the storied path of the Silk Road. For over 2 millennia, its history has unfurled like a silken thread, weaving the fates of East and West, binding the echoes of empires, the whispers of merchants, and the dreams of wanderers into a grand tapestry of civilization. Here, where sands shift but memories endure, where ruins breathe of bygone splendor, the past does not sleep. It merely waits. In this city, memories are not just carved into the shifting sands. They are savored, lingering on the tongue like an echo of the past. Through the streets of Kashka, the air is thick with the warmth of burning charcoal. Flames flicker beneath iron racks, where skewers of lamb sizzle and crackle, sending wisps of smoke curling into the air. The scent is irresistible, a calling card of the Silk Road itself, seasoned by the desert winds, perfected by the hands of traders and artisans over centuries. Follow the trail of spice and fire, and it leads straight to the beating heart of the city. The Kashgar ancient city. Sunlight filters through the cracks in its weathered walls, casting golden streaks over time-worn bricks. The air hums with a quiet energy, as if history itself is alive, moving through the narrow alleys and open courtyards. For centuries, camel bells have chimed through these streets, merchants have bartered beneath wooden eaves, and poets have whispered verses that dance with the wind. Every stone, every wooden door, every passageway tells a story of the Silk Road's golden days, of lost empires and enduring traditions. But Kashgar ancient city is no mere relic of the past. It breathes with life. The clang of a blacksmith's hammer rings through the air. Copper pots gleam under the midday sun, and the rhythmic thud of fresh naan being slapped onto the walls of a clay oven fills the markets. Old men sips teeming tea in shaded courtyards, their voices low with stories of long-forgotten journeys. Kashgar, its story etched in the endless sands of history. In 138 BC, an envoy rode westward. Zhang Qian, the emissary of the Han Dynasty, carved a path through the silent vastness of the western regions. The Silk Road, once only a vision, began to take form. Across deserts and towering peaks, his journey brought back more than knowledge of distant lands. It heralded the beginning of an era. It was then that Shule, the ancient predecessor of Kashgar, was first inscribed in the annals of the Central Plains, a frontier city poised at the crossroads of civilization. Yet history is never still. The rise of the Xiongnu shattered the fragile ties between the East and the West. The Han Dynasty's connection to the western regions was severed, and Kashgar fell into an uneasy silence. Then, in 73 CE, a single name would alter its destiny: Ban Chao. With only 36 men, he ventured deep into the heart of the western regions. For 3 decades, he fought through storms of war and shifting allegiances. A man must strive for greatness, he declared, and in the wake of his conquests, the banner of the Han Dynasty once again flew high over Kashgar. The Silk Road roared back to life. The caravans returned, carrying spices, silk, and precious gems, but also something far greater: belief, language, and the fusion of civilizations. Centuries passed. In 840 CE, the Uyghur people arrived, settling in this land, their traditions entwining with those who had long called it home. And with them came a faith that would reshape the city itself. The call to prayer echoed at dawn, as Islam took root, forever altering the spirit of Kashgar.
这怎么买票啊？这个
30块钱一位，有5个节目，有吃有喝有看。
你说新疆的哪儿还是哪儿香？
In Kashgar, dance is more than movement. It is a heartbeat, a language, a legacy. The rhythmic beat of the drum calls and the dancers answer. It is a Uyghur tradition, alive and breathing, carrying the soul of this ancient city forward.
要走了吗？
走了，谢谢，
拜拜，
拜拜。
再见。
If dance is the rhythm of Kashgar, then the Kantuman Bazaar is its pulse. Kantuman, a word born from the earth, named after the traditional Uyghur tool, a simple iron spade used to till the soil. But here it is more than just an instrument. It is a symbol of resilience, of craftsmanship, of generations shaping metal with fire and will. For centuries, the artisans of Kashgar have worked as their ancestors did, hammers and tongs in hand, forging tools, sculpting copperware, crafting beauty from raw elements. Theirs is a tradition untouched by time, passed from master to apprentice, an art that speaks not through words, but through the weight of history embedded in every creation.
哎，冰激凌多少钱一个？5块钱一个。哦，来俩，来俩。嗯，好，好，谢谢。嗯。 所有的巷子里边都有这么一个2层，是封闭着然后连通的。
马路花着，那个样子嘛去，
叫上去。保暖是吧？
是的。
行吗？
谢谢谢谢。
行吗？
哎，行行。
哎，我拿走了。
走了走了，谢谢。
客气，应该的。进再看，谢谢大叔。我听说啊，不知道对真假啊，还是就是说听说这家里每多一代人，房子就往上高一层，就是300多年了。哦，然后我们一会儿进去看看。这是人家一个维族的优秀的民居，买提刚才看见老爷子是他家。
Carved by the hands of time, Kashgar ancient city has stood for 1,000 years.
那墙上挂了好多那个跟那个工艺品似的，第一回见着这样的墙。
It is the largest still inhabited earthen architecture complex in the world, a city shaped by earth, timber, and hand-carved lattice windows. Here, architecture is more than shelter. It is a canvas of faith, tradition, and identity. At the heart of this ancient labyrinth lies the House of the Bey, a Uyghur mansion with over 300 years of history. Once the residence of Kashgar's wealthiest merchant, its walls whisper tales of past grandeur. Every carved beam, every painted ceiling bears the imprint of Uyghur artisans who wove life's warmth into stone and wood. For centuries, it has stood as a silent guardian of this land, a living testament to the crossroads of civilizations.
哟呵，能进去看呀？
抓操比赛。
哦，对，太可爱了他们。你好，你好，你好。
后面坐着看一下。
好哦，做操的哦。他在这走着，然后有个小孩儿，特别耐人，就在那个门口的一个。
昨天我们领导班子还有我们学校美术老师会画画的，都在那一个晚上，昨天才出炉的。
这是扶摇树吗？这个？
对。
还有骆驼。
对，丝绸之路嘛。
哦，丝绸之路。哎，真好啊！你看你们学校这精神面貌都不一样啊，真好。
完深圳集团校也过来，就说给我们学校起了个名，说这是一所舞动的学校，老师学生都特别的活跃。
一所舞动的学校，这是我到新疆就是偶然之间遇到的一个最有意义的一件事情。 你就跟这帮小朋友在一起，你看到这个整体他们这个精神面貌，你整体你在这儿你受的这个熏陶和感染力，我太强了这个。
These children have grown up within the walls of this ancient city, their lives woven into its very fabric. Carefree and unfiltered, their laughter dances through the air, wrapping around every passerby. Residents, wanderers, and today, me. They chase each other through the courtyards, teasing. I watch them from a distance, silent, still. My eyes trace their movements, and then, without warning, something stirs deep within me. A feeling impossible to name. Their world is simple, untouched by time's heavy hand, and for the first time in what feels like forever, I am weightless. Every burden forgotten, every worry left behind, the world slows, exhales, and for a fleeting moment, I just exist. When school lets out, they flood the alleyways like birds let loose into the sky, unbound, unafraid. They welcome strangers not with caution, but with wide-eyed wonder. Their laughter slipping into the hearts of those who listen. They might just be the happiest children in the world, untouched by sorrow, unburdened by time. And in their joy, I feel something long lost within me begin to surface. A memory, a feeling my own childhood, not gone, but merely hidden, carefully tucked away by the passing years.
采访他们。
把他们拍一下。
刚才是不是你叫的我呀？你叫什么名字？
阿谢。
啊？
阿谢。
阿西。
阿一谢。
阿一谢。阿一谢。今年多大了
？9岁。
你长大有什么梦想吗？
当歌手。
当歌手啊？你有什么梦想？
跳舞。
跳舞，就是舞者。
对。
你呢？
当医生。
医生。
对。
你呢？
我爱跳舞，我想当一名医生。
医生就是救死扶伤那种。
对。
你呢？
我也想当一名医生。我想当一名警剧人。以后多看看这儿。
好，你们是？
我们是一小的。
喀什一小。
喀什古城一小。
喀什古城一小是吧？
Because of them, this ancient city breathes anew. Their voices are its song, their energy its brightest color, and for the first time in a long time, it feels alive. As I stepped out of the school, I wandered into a Pakistani restaurant, rich with exotic charm. The air was thick with the aroma of spices, as if this place, too, had its own story to tell.
牛肉的，来个羊肉的，来个丸子的。哦，奶茶，哇塞，这是标配是吧？来了都有是吧？
对，蛋饺也可以。
哎，你好，巴铁，巴基斯坦。Nice to meet you。
是羊肉的。
啊，羊肉的。
这是牛肉的。
这牛肉的。土豆人面。还倍儿筋道这个。炝麻果。
好吃吗？
好吃，太好吃了。
啊
，so yummy。
这个味道怎么样？这个味道。
我马上尝啊，来一个。
这样。
来个丸子。真好吃啊！老板，还有啥好吃的吗？啊，你们好漂亮，你们，你普通话讲的真好，你是这里的人吗？
啊，是呀。
土生土长。刚才那两个是你们同学是吧？你们一进来我还在想你们是中国人还是外国人，我想了半天。
我们是中国人。
我们之前在塔县的时候参加过。 您是本地人？您是本地人？
我土萨，
土萨。这是啥呀？这是得瞧瞧是吧
trip 啊
trip
啊 trip 好的
trip 听起来像英语啊 trip
ചോ이라
trip 瞧了
leg
leg
啊
leg trip 瞧了瞧了 kabak 瞧了这是什么语言你英语会不会
The local man trying to teach me Uyghur. His words flow freely, but between us stands an invisible wall, the barrier of language.
这是维语吗
对
维语哦 kabak 这葫芦叫 kabak
可吧可他说跟那个放水喝的也是这样翻译的你这里面放水
喝的
把这个拿上把一边切了然后可以喝
A group of Uyghur children rushes over, eyes bright, voices confident. Without hesitation, they step in, slipping effortlessly between Mandarin and Uyghur, translating with ease, without fear. It's as if they were born to be bridges, connecting worlds with nothing but their words and their boundless spirit.
瞧了
那个打面之后那个特别多水是吧然后这样的东西那个
撒面的那个瞧了 kabak trip
可以放那个苹果呀什么的
放水果的
对记得把是那么拉人吃的
집 토끼다 갑니만 집 하나 토끼다
아, 나 지금 수벳 마.
아, 수벳.
수벳 때 빠셔.
수벳.
수벳.
sweat
啊
sweat 我说的对吗 sweat trip
Sweat
kabak
啊
学会了你好杨姨嘛是吧哒哒
앞뒤로 마콘
哒哒
봐봐
不是 no 哒哒
앞뒤로 마콘
DADA
너도 봐봐 앞뒤로 마콘
阿布奇勒马虎
앞뒤로 마콘
阿布奇勒马虎
앞뒤로 마콘
叫什么名字你的名字
바까지 앞뒤로 마콘 바까지
哦你的全名这是他的全名叫阿布奇勒马虎巴嘎吉阿布奇勒马虎全了high five 嘿哎
是这样。
这样
然后这样。
哦你比我还会呢
我自己看见。
那你看店呀？你这么小就自己能看店了？你觉得哪个最好喝？
这个还有这个是新疆的。
哦，新疆的。哦，这茉莉花茶多少钱
5块。
5块啊？那哥哥来一个茉莉花茶吧。好。好吧，要不要当我的摄影师？
可以啊。
可以啊。你要多少工资？
你要给多少
？1个月6000，可不可以？
可以。
真的可以吗？
可以，但是我要上学。
但是你得跟我出差啊。
不是，出差不了。
但你就好好上学。
对。
上完学你来应聘，好不好？
我看看。可以说话是吧？
对，这个是收音的，奶昔，milkshake。
这冬天下着雪排队排成这样，
是不是我？
开门开始不会停的，直到到夏
我看一下你粉丝，就从这边看就是简单的。全景都是你拍的？
对啊。
怎么？不容易腐蚀，互相的每一个种子，这个以后还是会消失的。现在你可以尝一下。
这是你？那你觉得是谁？
这是你的。
你觉得是像我吗？
但是不是你。
不是我啊？让听他。是不是我？不是我哈？你觉得不是我是吧？对，我兄弟了，也就是，在哪儿都得有这个，我们地头蛇。
你怎么知道我外号？你怎么知道我外号？
哥哥猜的。你叫穆罕麦提。
但是老师把我名字改成1234。
1234为什么？为什么叫1234啊？
不知道。我校长都认识了，校长。
你是几小的
？11小。
11小的。18小的啊。
里面的全部孩子都在这儿，古城外面的人也在这儿。
就18小是吧？
学校里面有1000多个人。现在还有1000个人在参加，这个要他等到2年后才能进了这个18小上课。
2年以后。
我们毕业后还有一群人，他们也毕业了，还有很多人。
那说明你的学校是好学校。
对。
重点小学。
这个古镇里面的全部人都要进那个学校，不然去别的地方参与不了。校长都认识，校长是我的第一个顾客。他第一次我们开店的时候，我是那时候还不认识他，然后我就给他拍完照片，然后他就说你是几小的，我就说18小的，他就说我是18小的校长，我第一次还不信呢，然后第二次我去学校就
发现他真是校长。
然后我们2个就是偏。
那你那个地头蛇的外号谁给你起的？
校长。
校长给你起的，给你叫地头蛇呀？那你以后要不要考大学？
考呀。
考呀？你想考什么大学？
军人大学。
军校。
对，军校。
那你想当军人？
对。
你想当什么军？海军、空军、陆军、火箭军？
火箭。
你想火箭军啊？那你为什么不选择海军呢？
海军有什么好的？
海军军装最漂亮。海军多浪漫呀，有大海、军舰。
就像3架火箭的。
哥哥走了。
我不带你们去了吗？
你要去哪里？
带你们去往后大看。
在哪里？我不想让你离你家太远。
没关系啊，我家附近都是监控，那监控也是我们的。走吧。
去哪里？那面有什么
？300多年历史的树。
300多年历史的树。那你叫什么名字？穆海麦提。好，我叫达达，很高兴认识你。穆海麦提今天是我们的小导游。
你这现在这都别拍呀！
好像保密意识还挺强，我小可乐藏钱了，估计是，但是不能出卖它。
你会踢球吗？
不会，你小时候踢过，但是踢得不好。
现在你有时间的话，我再要不要踢？
咱们俩踢球啊？
对。
就咱俩吗？
咱俩也行，其他人加上也行。
你现在有球吗？
你去买呀。
哎，别买了，就这么一小会儿。
没关系啊，每个放到家里面，有空的时候玩呀。我是足球队的，没球。
你是足球队的啊？
对，没球。
你是队长吗？
对呀。
你是守门员，踢什么位置的？你是？
前锋。
你是前锋啊？
对。
所
以我带着这个。
你喜欢？
我带着这个的话，我脚都疼了。
你喜欢哪个球星？
科比，他14号球。
科比，那不是篮球吗？
我参加足球，但是我
也喜欢篮球。那你喜欢韦世豪吗？
没见过。不是太火。
他不是太火吗？
对，不是太火。就是那。看到那这边树吗
？300年的树在哪里？哦。1个星期能踢几场啊？你踢这么多呀？学校让你。
没奖励。本虽小，可以支撑住爷爷的身体。
这棵树300年了？
对，300年了，就这么大了已经。
The scent of freshly baked naan drifts through the ancient alleys of Kashga, curling around weathered brick walls, slipping through wooden doorways, and settling into the morning air like an unspoken memory.
爷爷的爷爷的爸爸的馕。这馕都有什么味儿的？
馕这是5种口味现在。
现在5种口味啊。
玫瑰花馕、葡萄干馕、核桃馕。
来个葡萄干馕，啊，还有辣椒馕呢，还有原味馕，还有核桃馕，都行都行。
好的。
然后茶水有吗？
茶水有。
我就在这儿吃。
可以随便。
药茶里面都有什么呀？
什么都有。
什么都有啊？那我来个什么都有的吧。这里边真啥都有。可酥了，酥脆酥脆的，味儿真是不赖。一会儿我得来个辣椒的再。玫瑰花好吃，来个葡萄干的。
For centuries, this city has awakened to the crackling of fire, the rhythmic kneading of dough, the steady hands of bakers shaping tradition with every touch. The recipe may have evolved, the flavors may have deepened, but one thing has never changed. The soul of the naan remains the same. Long ago, in the heart of Kashgar's old town, there was a baker, a master of his craft. His naan was unlike any other. It wasn't just food. It was a part of life itself. It filled empty stomachs, accompanied weary travelers, and brought families together around a simple yet sacred meal. His tandoor stood in a quiet alley, where the walls whispered stories of the past. Every morning before dawn, he would rise, stoke the fire, and begin his ritual. Water met flour, hands met dough, and soon, under his careful touch, the simple ingredients transformed into something greater. He pressed each round of dough between his palms, stretching, shaping, imprinting delicate patterns into its surface. A sprinkle of sesame, a touch of onion, just enough to leave a trace of his signature. Then, with practiced ease, he placed each piece inside the blistering walls of the clay oven. As the heat kissed the dough, the aroma rose into the air, warm and familiar. Neighbors gathered, drawn by the promise of something more than just food. They said his naan had a soul, that a single bite could fill not just the body, but the heart. And so, day after day, year after year, the line outside his tandoor grew. People carried his naan in cloth bags, in woven baskets. In their hands, some took it on long journeys, some shared it with loved ones, and some simply sat in the alley, savoring its warmth against the cool morning air. Unbeknownst to him, his craft was becoming a legacy. His naan would be passed down, not just through his children, but through generations.
这名字谁起的名字？
我起的，
你起的？
我哥哥一起起的。
是吗？
是的。
你们怎么想到起这个名字？
就是我爸爸的爸爸也打仗的人，两个爷爷也打仗的。
真的是？
真的是，是真的。我们第几代人，爸爸给我们他们的故事又给我们讲了，以后就是想起来，我们爸爸的爸爸也打仗的人，就是爷爷嘛。
那你的子女那就得叫爷爷的爷爷的爸爸的爸爸的馕，对吧？
对。
因为第7代嘛，正好爷爷的爷爷的爸爸。明白明白。哎呀，学知识。
The old alley is still there. The fire still burns. The hands shaping the dough may be different now, but the scent that fills the air is the same. The recipe has been whispered from father to son, from grandfather to grandson, from past to present. Perhaps the naan is bigger now, perhaps new flavors have found their way into the dough. But the essence, that unmistakable taste of home, of history, of hands that have worked for centuries to keep this tradition alive, that remains unchanged. This is more than just a piece of bread. It is a story, a connection, a memory baked into time itself. As the sun dips below the rooftops and the last golden light slips behind the city's ancient walls, A quiet hush settles over Kashgar ancient city. Children make their way home, school bags bouncing at their sides. Their laughter, bright and effortless, echoes through the narrow alleys, twirling between centuries-old bricks like wind dancing through time. And in those fleeting sounds, the city feels young again. But as day fades, night begins to breathe. Lights flicker to life. Smoke rises from charcoal grills. The heart of Kashgar ancient city stirs, and the night market awakens. Here, food isn't just food. It's culture, memory, celebration. They say, if you haven't been to Kashgar, you haven't truly seen Xinjiang. And even more so, if you haven't wandered the Kashgar ancient city, you haven't truly felt Kashgar.
哎，好看的，哎，鸽子汤啊，
鸽子汤，
的鸽子汤，还有钢丝肉，这个素的肉啊，钢丝肉，
钢丝肉，
哎，哎呦，这么好，带着，
来，多少钱一串
？10块。
来一串新出锅的。
有辣的、大蒜、洋葱、香菜、皮啊，全部一起焖的，好吃的。你吃肚包肉还是牛头肉？
给我拌个牛头肉小份的吧。
哎，好的啊。
牛头肉小份的。
25块还20块，老板。
要那么多，吃了饭了晚上。
15块的，好的。
10块的行吗？
好的。哎，好了。
就这个。
虾仁。虾仁。
您这一大板，我跟你说，真的是行，我跟你说。
In the north of Xinjiang, the land stuns you with its beauty. But in the south, here you feel something deeper. You feel the soul of a place.
在这来碗缸子肉的汤真棒啊！牛头肉。
And in this internet age, the stories of Kashgar ancient city have traveled far. People see the photos, hear the songs, dream of the colors, the spices, the textures, but nothing compares to being here, to touching its walls, tasting its food, hearing its sounds. This isn't just a city. It's a living museum of southern Xinjiang's culture, a resting place for history, a meeting point of worlds.
10块一个。
能给我现刮吗？
好。
好。好，谢谢。
Once a vital stop on the Silk Road, this city has seen caravans come and go. Languages blend, traditions merge. It's open, it's generous, and it never stopped moving forward. And when it comes to food, this place doesn't whisper, it sings.
然后41。
41啊。
40块钱可以啊，但是。一个钱吗？你朋友。
At the Kashgar Khan Bazaar, every corner is alive with flavor. Skewers of lamb sizzling over glowing coals, golden buns fresh from the oven, plates of pilaf frich with spices, sticky rice dumplings, creamy and sweet. The air is thick with the scent of fire and spice, each aroma carrying its own story, its own lineage. This is more than a market. It's a memory you can taste, a tradition you can hold in your hands. This is Kashgar ancient city, where the past lives on in every bite, and every night, beneath lights, the story begins all over again. Across the different night markets, food stalls line up one after another, each one brimming with color, aroma, and life. It doesn't cost much, but what you taste is worth far more. And yet, what stayed with me most wasn't the sizzling lamb skewers. What I remember most are the people.
这什么？这是什么？烤包子，大个儿的烤包子，大包子。这一个多少钱？5块，来一个，尝尝。啊，在这儿吃，这烤干子多少钱一串
？2个
，2块，2个烤肉，1个烤干子。
2个，给你们5块钱2个。
5块钱，那来2个啊。Fish. Yes.
Where you from?
Yeah, Hebei province. You know that?
I'm from Pakistan.
Oh, you're from Pakistan. Yeah, China, Pakistan, France, right?
Yes, yes.
You got like a 30 days visa?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, enjoy your stay.
一个羊杂碎，一个黄面，请说，那是多少吗？
一点点，一般的好吃。
白上了，白上面。
面筋多少钱
1、3块，2、5块。
哦，来1个就行。
可以。
好。这面筋也比内地烤的好吃。多少钱一个？3
块一个。
哦，来一个。哎呦，这个多少钱
5块钱。
5块钱。羊肠子多少钱
2块。
羊肠2块。你是不是在外面待过？对吧？要不普通话说那么好，这一溜过来就他说的最好。
你家是哪边？
河北省。
河北。
啊，大哥去过吗？去过啊。
现在开日饭店5年。
整整5年哦。
河北我们石家庄待了好几年。
石家庄。
石家庄。强求了，现在孩子都长大了，有孙子了，还继续吧。
不去了，这快办退休玩着干了就。看新疆本地粉丝给我写的攻略。酸汤蛐蛐。又便宜又好吃。贵。
你说话我不懂，我说话你不懂，不懂。
对。
我今年几岁了？
我才55。
55吗？
差不多吧。你能一个人看着一个摊能做那么多种东西？
这个地方嘛，跟着。
哦，那几点这个出摊到？
这种是12点来了。晚上12点那个点
要到晚上12点。哇塞！谢谢。啊
？25吗？
没有，我35了。看着年轻。
结婚了没？
啊？没有，单身。
35你结婚了吗？
没有。
哎，35的嘛，大娃娃不么的。
35娃娃是吧？虽然我跟阿姨，沟通起来，有时候稍微费点事儿，但是谢谢阿姨，不行，一定要给钱，不给钱还行。我下次肯定还来，但是我一定要给钱。
The Uyghur vendors in the bazaar, with their weathered hands and radiant smiles. There was something deeply honest in their eyes, a warmth that didn't need translation. Though their Mandarin was broken, they tried, with every simple word, every eager gesture, to tell me the story behind their food, and then, something even more touching, they offered me a taste. Not as a customer, not as a tourist, but as a guest, a traveler from afar. welcomed without hesitation. In that moment, I felt something beyond language, beyond a culture, a kindness that asked for nothing in return. That's what Kashgar's night market truly is. Not just a place to eat, but a place where strangers become friends, where generosity lives in the glow of coal fires and open hearts. It's a place I carry with me, long after the lights have faded. Just across from the Kashgar ancient city stands another architectural wonder, a place carved from history, soaked in memory, the Gaotai residential area. A living relic of the ancient Silk Road, Gaotai is more than just an old neighborhood. It is a silent witness to the rise and fall of empires, and a mirror reflecting the everyday lives of the Uyghur people across centuries. These homes have stood here for centuries. Legend says this was once nothing but a sheer cliff of yellow earth. But generations of families built here, adapting to the land, carving their lives into the clay. Layer by layer, home by home, a vertical village began to take shape. The houses stacked, interlocked, rising one upon another, formed a maze of narrow alleys and stairways, a living, breathing labyrinth of tradition. Built without blueprints, without machines, just earth, wood, and the wisdom passed down from one hand to the next. The walls are thick, the rooms cool in summer and warm in winter, a testament to the quiet brilliance of Uyghur craftsmanship. It's said that long ago, this place was the beating heart of Kashgar's pottery making. Artisans shaped the soil into bowls, vases, and everyday wares, pieces that were not only practical, but carried a deep artistic spirit that lives on even today. For centuries, Uyghur families have called this place home. They've cooked in these courtyards, raised their children in these alleys, and passed down stories, language, and identity within these walls. Behind every door lies a story. Around every corner memories that refuse to fade, and woven into every sun-baked brick and twisting path is the story of a people finding home, holding on, and thriving on land where life is anything but easy. I came to Kashgar searching for stories, but what I found was far more than I ever expected. This land, it doesn't just speak, it sings. And it surprised me again and again. In just a few days, I didn't just observe Uyghur life, I lived it. Through shared meals and quiet glances, through alleyways woven with history, the city opened itself to me, not as a guest, but as someone invited in. And then, beyond the city walls, the land changed. The nearby counties felt like hidden doors to another world. A world where every bend in the road, every stretch of horizon, told a story in its own language. One morning, I found myself standing before a forest I never knew existed, the populous Euphratica. Tall, timeless, rising from the golden sands like ancient guardians. They didn't move much, but they didn't need to. Their silence said everything, about endurance, about belonging, about holding your ground when the world shifts around you. I thought that was the desert's final gift, but then the landscape shifted again, and I stumbled upon something that felt almost like a dream, a water town, hidden deep in southern Xinjiang's desert. A place so still, so unexpected, it felt untouched by time. 1,000 islands scattered across a clear, quiet lake. Water so pure it mirrored the sky, blue, boundless, full of promise. Wildflowers blooming between dunes, reeds swaying in rhythm with the breeze. Birds soared above it all, gliding low to brush the water's surface, then disappearing into the clouds. Everything here moved slowly, gently, but with a kind of quiet power. Not the kind that shouts, the kind that stays with you, long after you've gone.
是刀郎羊吗？那个？
啊，这个
山羊啊，哪里可以吃到刀郎羊呀？
那好羊他不会给你宰掉呀。
哦，
那贵重的羊呀。
那贵重的羊，我真有的羊能卖到1200万吗？
啊，有个那公羊呀，那都种羊呀。
那种羊1200万，真事儿啊！
真是。
一般是吃不到刀郎羊的。
那个羊肉，那么贵的羊肉，他不会给你宰掉呀。
Yes, on this wondrous land, surprises you never dreamed of will catch your eye and spark your wonder.
这个我看你们一人都吃了点啊！我来一块，我来一块尝尝。
反正给你搞热一点。
行，搞热一点好。好。哎呀，我这原汁原味的真好。嗯。
什么东西都没有这里面。
这原汁原味的山羊啊，真香啊！
是有味道。
一点都不有味道，一点都不膻啊。
一点都不膻，这光用盐巴给它就是。
没有，我以为是膻呢，结果一点都不膻。
调料那都是吃调料味，这就是你就今天吃到这个本地山羊肉的味道了。
嗯，今天有福了啊！我以为你们在这儿聚餐呢，家庭聚餐，我们一开始没好意思过来。
哎，
这儿现在好像，就我一个汉族。
这个
就我一个
汉族人不来啊。这就是新疆维吾尔族的。他刚刚你这么样过来，他们都吓坏了。因为是什么东西摄像？你看这。没
有，我不是。
有点担心了，你知道吗？我说没事的，可能。
就是没见过，来旅游，然后到处看看，对吧？到了新疆太长见识了，就是好多事以前没听说过、没见过，来了全看见了。
Kashgar, a land that feels both ancient and otherworldly, a massive lake pieced together by 1,000 islands, and sheep worth millions. And yet, this is only the beginning. The fragrant concubine. She was born in Kashgar, a Uyghur woman whose name would one day travel all the way to the imperial court in Beijing. Chosen as one of Emperor Qianlong's consorts, her life became a bridge between two worlds, between the central plains and the far reaches of the western frontier. But what truly set her apart was a gift no one could explain. It said she was born with a natural, enchanting fragrance, a scent so delicate, so alluring, that no perfume was ever needed. Her beauty, her mystery, and that unforgettable scent captivated the emperor and made her a legend within the Forbidden City. Her passing, too, is shrouded in mystery. Some say she was laid to rest beside the emperor. Others believe she returned to her homeland in spirit. In Kashgar, her memory lives on, enshrined in the tomb of the fragrant concubine. Though not her actual resting place, it holds her garments, her story, and the collective reverence of generations. magic of Kashga isn't just in its history or its landscapes. It's on the plate. In every bite, Kashgar's food is a story in itself. It stays rooted in tradition, with tender lamb, delicate dumplings, and fragrant pilaf dishes passed down through generations. But it's also proudly diverse, where sizzling, authentic Southern-style hot pot can be found at prices that almost feel too good to be true.
在喀什吃潮汕牛肉火锅，对，10种肉，189。
And then, just when you think you've figured it out, Kashgar flips the script. Here, even barbecue gets reimagined, with new twists on flavor and form, breaking rules in the most delicious ways. And for the bold, this city doesn't shy away from the unexpected. Chicken cooked inside a watermelon. Watermelon baked in a tandoor oven.
哇塞！西瓜烤土鸡。
西瓜烤土鸡，40分钟啊？
可以，特意来吃这个的。西瓜烤土鸡，再来一个泥巴烤乳鸽。泥巴烤乳鸽。然后要一个烤土南瓜。要一个烤木瓜。
南瓜一个，木瓜一个。
对。谢谢大厨。西瓜烤鸡。烤焦了西瓜，我操！原来西瓜烤熟了是这么个味儿，以后回家可以尝试一下。
Yes, Kashgar is many things. Traditional, inventive, playful, and sometimes delightfully strange. But that's what makes it unforgettable. Kashgar gave me something I never expected. Not just stories to tell, but silence that spoke louder than words. Stillness, warmth, a kind of peace I didn't know I was missing. I came looking for something different, but what I found was something timeless. Something that reached past borders, past language, and quietly wrapped itself around me, like an old song I'd somehow always known. Here, days move slowly, but nothing feels delayed. Moments are allowed to breathe. People take their time with each other, with food, with stories, with life. And maybe that's the real beauty of Kashga. It doesn't try to impress you. It doesn't shout. It just is, and invites you to be too. I've walked through ancient alleys and golden deserts, sat at tables with strangers who became friends in a single meal, heard laughter echoing through courtyards older than memory. And in all of it, I felt something rare, stillness, not as absence, but as presence, as attention, as care. I've learned that the most extraordinary places aren't always the loudest. They're the ones that whisper, softly, steadily, until they become a part of you. I came to Kashgar with curiosity. I leave with gratitude. And more than that, with a quiet promise to carry this feeling forward. Because the stories I've found here, the people I've met, the faces, the spices, the colors, the desert winds and the ancient walls, they don't belong only to this place now. They live in me, and even though I'm leaving, a part of me will always stay. In the smell of bread pulled from a tandoor oven, in the flicker of a lantern in the evening dust, in the hush of dawn before the call to prayer, in the laughter of children running down an alley where time forgets to hurry. Places like this don't let you go. Not really. Because some journeys end on a map, but others, they end somewhere deeper, somewhere you can't point to, but you carry it. always. In the quiet moments, in the way you move through the world, a little softer, a little slower, a little more whole. And that is how Kashgar stays with you, forever. Like a distant song, soft on the wind, but echoing in you, always.